Beyond the Gate spoilers for Tuesday, May 13 indicate that Eva Thomas will plead for her mother's forgiveness, while a memory will haunt Martin Richardson. Plus, the Dupree family will attempt to reclaim their power by making a bold move, so it's time to talk about what fans should expect from Tuesday's show. From the sounds of it, Eva will meet Leslie Thomas and make one final effort to win her mom back. In the aftermath of the Dupree family backlash, Eva will start to see why her mom was so bitter where that family and Nicole Richardson are concerned. After all, during the Monday, May 12 episode, Eva stumbled upon Anita Dupree and Danny Dupree at the local bar. Eva was getting food, while Danny and Anita were getting a drink. Danny lured Eva to the table under the pretense that they wanted to make amends, and things seemed to be going well until Anita made it clear that thanks to Eva's role in blowing up Ted Richardson and Nicole's relationship, she would never be considered a part of the Dupree family, ever. Eva got quite emotional after Anita said this, so it looks like she'll turn to the only person who has ever been there for her, which is Leslie. With that said, it sounds like Leslie will reject any attempt to reconcile with Eva, so the young woman will likely spiral even further during Tuesday's show. She'll feel incredibly alone, so here's hoping she also runs into Ted, who may ensure she knows he's there for her. Across town, BTG spoilers indicate that Martin's eerie secret will begin to unravel, so it sounds like fans will inch closer to finding out what he, along with his grandparents, Anita and Vernon Dupree, are so desperate to keep under wraps. Since the show hit the airwaves in late February, viewers have been perplexed about what Martin did and the Dupree's role in covering it up. Even Bill Hamilton got pulled into the hidden scandal, so it'll be interesting to see what piece of the puzzle the show will reveal. It's been said that if Martin's secret came out, his career and family life would be ruined, not to mention the fact that Anita and Vernon would be left scrambling to clean up yet another Dupree family scandal. Martin is known for having violent dreams in his sleep, something that has been a sore spot in his marriage and a source of concern for his husband, Bradley Smitty Smith. What did Martin do? Fans may find out during the May 12 episode. Speaking of Anita and Vernon, they'll attempt to get back to where they once were by heading to the Fairmont Crest Country Club and doing something major. The family has remained hidden since Ted's scandalous affair was exposed during his and Nicole's anniversary party, so Anita and Vernon may decide it's time to go out and enjoy a meal together and quiet up the naysayers. As embarrassing as the situation is, Nicole didn't do anything wrong, so there's no need to stay behind locked doors. As the Dupree's family remains tight, Anita and Vernon may suggest the entire family go to the country club in united solidarity with Nicole to let everyone know that Leslie and Eva did not get the better of them. Beyond the Gates spoilers imply that the Duprees may be down, but they are never out, so they'll likely keep their heads held high as the entire group breaks bread together and proves they are all a force to be reckoned with together. Hey, everyone! Welcome back to Glimmerline, your go-to for all the latest spoilers, gossip, and TV buzz. I'm Selena, and today we're spilling the tea on everything you've missed. Let's dive right in. Beyond the Gate spoilers suggest more bombshells as May sweeps continue. There will also be plenty of casting changes too. Check out who's coming and who's going on the new CBS soap during the week of May 12 to 16. Beyond the Gate spoilers imply that the role of Dr. Ted Richardson will be switched up this week as the character's recast, actor Keith D. Robinson, debuts. Robinson will step into the role on Thursday, May 15. With that said, this week also marks Maurice Johnson's final appearance on the soap. He's in the soap's preview for the week of May 12 to 16, so fans can expect to see the actor one last time. Johnson played Ted Richardson since the daytime drama first premiered in late February of this year and was beloved by many fans. In fact, a petition was organized in hopes that the show would reverse its decision on the Ted recast. However, it looks like BTG decided to go through with the casting change. Ted is a good man who made a terrible mistake by having an affair with Leslie Thomas all those years ago and hiding it from his wife, Nicole Richardson, for decades. Will this change in actors offer a shift in personality for Ted? In some fun news, soap legend Katie McLean returns to Beyond the Gates this week, reprising her role as Pamela Curtis, Danny Dupree's best friend. Fans can expect to see Pamela appear on the Friday, May 16 show as she and Danny chase their risky dream. The two decided to team up and start a modeling agency, and from the sounds of it, they'll dive into the project on Friday. Pamela and Danny have such a fun dynamic, so it'll be interesting to see the first steps they take with this new business. Are you sad to see Morris Johnson go? Share your thoughts. Tune into the CBS Soap Daily so you don't miss a moment of the drama. And visit CTS often for the best Beyond the Gates spoilers, updates, and news. We begin another week of Beyond the Gates with Danny ripping Ted a new one. "How's my favorite scumbag brother-in-law doing?" she asks as she struts into his hotel room. He assures her that he's gotten enough grief already, but she begs to differ. "You're a disgrace," she adds, telling him that what he did to Nicole was absolutely beyond despicable. Ted knows that this situation hits close to home for Danny, considering everything she went through with Bill, but Danny argues that Ted is actually worse than her philandering ex. After all, Bill never pretended to be a good guy. Danny continues to hammer Ted with guilt, reminding him that Nicole has been nothing but loyal for their entire marriage. "You cannot use her fertility issues as an excuse," she tells him. "That's lower than low." Ted also says he never would have abandoned his daughter if he knew Leslie had a baby, insisting that he's not a monster. "That remains to be determined," Danny replies, not missing a beat. Ted finally catches a moment to breathe when Danny is done saying her piece. But it's a very short moment, because Nicole's ex soon finds yet another Dupree at his door, Anita. This is apparently one Dupree too many, because Ted says he's reached his limit. "Nicole has the right to throw the book at me. But you, Anita, with all due respect, I will not be your punching bag," Ted tells her. But that doesn't stop Anita from punching away, calling him a coward for hiding in his hotel room when he should be fighting to make things right with Nicole. Clearly, he is not man enough to be worthy of a Dupree woman, Anita tells Danny, as if Ted isn't standing right there. Anita also tells Ted that Leslie has been running amok ever since the party, waving around the DNA test that proves he's really Eva's biological father. "Danny, we're through here," Anita says, giving Ted one more piece of advice on the way out. "If you have any hope of ever regaining Nicole's trust and respect, here's a hint. Handle your business." Over at Garland Memorial, Doug is back to performing surgeries, but Shannis can tell his mind is elsewhere. He's thinking about the casino, of course, where we see Mona asking around about Leslie. Mona isn't planning on doing any actual gambling of her own, but when she spots Eva playing at one of the tables, she decides to pull up a chair, and Mona wastes no time giving Eva the business. When Eva says she never took Mona for a poker player, Mona claps right back. "Funny, I never thought you'd be the type to play a backstabbing heifer, yet here we are." Mona makes Eva give back her key to Nicole's house, and when Eva tries to spin a sob story about feeling like she's lost everything, Mona looks her in the eyes and says, "Good." Eva wisely cashes out while she's still ahead, but not everyone is showing that same good sense. Doug's addiction pulls him back to the casino later that night, and Randy tries to throw his childhood best friend a much-needed life raft. "Take a step back, turn around, and walk away," he tells Doug. Doug obliges, until the moment Randy is out of sight, then it's right back to the table. Meanwhile, Nicole receives a most unwanted home visit from Leslie, who claims her only goal in all of this was to expose the truth. Naturally, Nicole asks why she didn't just come forward with the truth when they first met, at which point Leslie finds herself surprisingly tongue-tied. We never thought we'd see the day that she would be at a loss for words. Naturally, Nicole asks why she didn't just come forward with the truth when they first met, at which point Leslie finds herself surprisingly tongue-tied. We never thought we'd see the day that she would be at a loss for words. I never meant to cause all this pain, but there was no way to hold Ted accountable if everyone in his life didn't know what kind of man he truly is, Leslie says, attempting to justify her actions. Leslie then hands Nicole proof that she isn't lying about Eva being Ted's daughter. You fell in love with a man that never considered you a priority, Nicole says, reading Leslie for filth. As pathetic as you are, it doesn't excuse anything that you have done. I'm asking you, for the first time in your miserable life, to show some grace. Leave me and my family alone. Over at Uptown, Martin and Kat are struggling to process suddenly having Eva as a half-sister. Kat's suggestion is to run that basic bitch back to wherever she came, but Martin is far more sympathetic, recognizing that Eva was merely a pawn in Leslie's twisted game. To be fair, Martin doesn't also have to worry about Eva stealing Smitty from him. Kat is still fuming after seeing Eva getting flirty with Tom's just hours earlier. When Martin and Kat visit their mother, they're furious to hear that Leslie dropped by, but she assures them that it was a relatively harmless visit. Still, Kat doesn't see anything harmless about Leslie and Eva. In fact, she's beginning to wonder if that DNA test is even legitimate. Nicole insists that the test is real, telling Martin and Kat that they're just going to have to accept that she's part of their lives now. I will never forgive them for what they did to you, Mom, Kat says, and if it's the last thing I do, I'm going to make them pay. Mona's next stop is to Leslie's apartment, but she's not there to play more cards. Don't you dare touch me, Mona says, informing Leslie that she won't be played for a fool ever again. She asks Leslie where she got the money for the revenge dress she wore to Ted and Nicole's anniversary party, since she obviously lied about winning it at the casino's non-existent slot machines. Leslie admits that she maxed out her credit cards to get the dress, but she didn't tell Mona because she didn't want any judgment. You are the realest friend I've ever had, Leslie says, inspiring another A+ read from Mona. Real friends don't use each other, she says. Hell was made for people like you, Leslie, enjoy the burn. Ouch. Then comes the one visitor Leslie has wanted all along, Ted. I came here to tell you to stay the hell away from the Duprees, he says. Nicole and her family are off limits. Mess with them, and you'll have to deal with me. Ted tells Leslie, Dana, that she has succeeded in ruining his life, which is something she swears she never wanted to do. So Ted asks Leslie what she does want, and her answer is no surprise. You, she says. I'm still in love with you, Ted. Ted insists that while he cares enough about Eva to secure her housing, he doesn't care about Leslie. At all. You loved me once, Ted, she says. You can love me again. This woman is delusional, and we wouldn't have it any other way. Joey spots Vanessa drowning her sorrows at Uptown, offering a sympathetic ear and whatever else she may be interested in. Vanessa gives him a quick recap of what happened to Nicole, and he makes a shockingly astute observation about her. You believed in the happily ever after, even if it wasn't in the cards, he says. Now you're mourning the loss of that belief as much as you're hurting for your friend. Vanessa is surprised to hear Joey say something so insightful, and Davy is surprised to see the two flirting from across the restaurant. Joey invites Vanessa over to admire his home's unique, architecture, but she surprises him by passing on his offer. Danny and Anita celebrate their takedown of Ted with drinks at Uptown, but they don't drink alone for long. Spotting Eva from across the bar, Danny decides to be the bigger person and invite her to join them. You have been through a traumatic experience, and I am not unsympathetic, Anita tells Eva, taking her hand. Anita says she's sorry that Eva had to be mothered by someone like Leslie, and she hopes that Ted steps up. But that's where the niceties end. Because of everything Eva and Leslie did to hurt Nicole, Anita informs her, "You will never be a part of the Dupree family." The Beyond the Gates What to Watch moments for Monday, May 13, involve the Duprees planning their grand comeback. Martin will seek the truth as Eva makes another plea for her mother's love. Watch out for the Duprees on Monday's episode. The prestigious family will plan a comeback in grand style. They're going to make a defiant appearance at the country club that will shake everyone to their core. But will they be accepted that easily? Or will everyone be gossiping about the scandal of the century? The Duprees are determined to move on from Ted's betrayal. But will anyone else allow them to move forward? They will continue to reel from the series of betrayals. But they are a stubborn bunch who dare to reclaim their power. Meanwhile, Martin has been keeping a secret. He's been having nightmares about what looks like a car accident. On Tuesday's episode, he will come across another haunting memory that could ruin the family's legacy. What has been Martin hiding, and why hasn't he told anyone about it? Hopefully, we'll get the answers to his ongoing storyline. Eva is struggling with getting the love she needs from her mother, Leslie. She feels that she's been withholding affection. As a result, Eva has been feeling emotionally neglected. On top of that, she feels betrayed by her own mother after what happened at Ted and Nicole's anniversary party. Understandably, Eva feels that her mother used her for her personal gain. Eva is hurt by Leslie's revelation. She still has some complicated feelings for her mother. Eva still loves her mother and wants her love desperately. She will make a final plea during Tuesday's episode. What will Leslie do next? Will she reciprocate her daughter's love, or will she turn her back on her? Find out how Leslie throws Eva under the bus this week. CBS announced today that it has renewed the new hit daytime drama Beyond the Gates for a second soapy, drama-filled season. The groundbreaking new series is part of the popular CBS daytime lineup, alongside the long-running #1 and #2 series, The Young and the Restless and The Bold and the Beautiful, respectively. The series premiered on CBS on February 24, and since its debut, it has improved the time period by plus 48% in broadcast viewership. Additionally, BTG is up plus 67% in multi-platform viewership from last year's time period, and beats ABC's General Hospital by plus 7% among W2554 on broadcast. Beyond the Gates is set in a leafy Maryland suburb just outside of Washington, D.C., in one of the most affluent African-American counties in the United States. A posh gated community with winding tree-lined streets and luxurious mansions to call home. At the center of this community are the Duprees, a powerful and prestigious multi-generational family that is the very definition of Black royalty. But behind these pristine walls and lush, manicured gardens are juicy secrets and scandals waiting to be uncovered. And those who live outside these gates are watching closely. These are the places where our characters live, love, work, and play. Those who have made it and those who haven't are all trying to navigate life, and some with more grace than others. BTG is broadcast on weekdays on the CBS television network. Full episode streaming of the series is available on Paramount Plus and CBS TV. BTG is a CBS Studios /NAACP venture led by Sheila Ducksworth in partnership with P&G Studios, a division of Procter & Gamble. The series is created and executive produced by Michelle Valjean. Additional executive producers are Ducksworth, Julie Carruthers, Tracy Thompson, Leon W. Russell, Derek Johnson, Kimberly Doverainer, and Anna Saalfeld. The series is distributed by Paramount Global Content Distribution.